Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. This is where my liking or certain kind of liking for Robert F. Kennedy Jr. ends with his statement that I have here coming from the Daily Mail and coming from Fox News. And he claims Robert F. Kennedy Jr. vows to give black farmers $5 billion in reparations. From whom? From me? Why from me? What did I do? So this is where it all ends for me. Why? As a child, I encountered enough injustice when things were taken from some and given to others for various reasons. And that's not how you unite people. When I hear the word in the United States of America, just so you know, reparation, and you know exactly what I mean, for me that means taking from some and giving to others without those some having anything to do with that, having no fault whatsoever. Like you have, for instance, the German population right now still paying for something that some unrelated guys, just because they, I don't know, used to be part of their tribe, committed. Some. You know what I'm talking about, right? Giving again to a club. But nevertheless, let me read these two articles here. One comes from Daily Mail. I'm just gonna. It's not much to read actually, because it's clear. It says, Robert F. Kennedy. It's the Daily Mail first. It's from 3 days ago. It says here. Story by Stephen M. Lepore for DailyMail.com. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has made a campaign promise to black farmers that will give them $5 billion in reparations should he win the 2024 presidential election. He won't. Now, Kennedy, he was speaking recent episode of his podcast with John Boyd Jr., founder of the National Black Farmers Association. Is he going to be meeting the National White Farmers Association too? Or we can't have that? You see, that's injustice already. Why, you want justice? I would show you justice if I would have the chance. Boyd Jr. is behind an effort to sue the Biden administration for watering down a proposed debt relief program aimed at helping people of color and socially disadvantaged farmers and ranchers in the agriculture industry. Do you know there are U.S. grants? U.S. grants specifically made for certain kind of groups. Do you know that? Do you think that's right? My child will not get that one, but your child or his child will get that if you belong to the group. So he's going to get a head-on, right? Or whatever. He's going to get ahead before my child. Why would I want that? No, I will fight that to the grave. All right, the farmers did not receive the relief package. They shouldn't have received anything, as the money was stalled in courts due to, and I'm quoting, white farmers complaining the debt relief infringes on the constitutional rights. Yes, they do, but hey, the courts have certain kind of judges nowadays. Kennedy promised he will, quote unquote, get rid of the people who water down the provision of the USDA and get the money for black farmers when I'm in the White House. And what are you going to do with the other ones? Do you think they are deluded and they have a self-hate based on their origin, that they say, yeah, you did the right thing? Tell them that their children will have less than the other ones. You don't equal things out here. Give me some. I'm an immigrant. Immigrants were discriminated. I want that. And I'm going to make another point. And I'm quoting, the $5 billion is not money. This is an entitlement. He told, entitlement, nothing owes you shit. Okay? Unless you were directly affected by that. Were you directly? Don't give me the gymnastics here, the mental gymnastics. He told Boyd Jr. it's money that was a loan that the black farmers were entitled to way back when, and was stolen from them through discrimination. Well, okay, all right, discrimination, motherfucker. Let me show you the discrimination. I'm just angry as fuck right now. And the other article comes from Fox News. It's from the 22nd of May 2024. RFK Jr. vows to give $5 billion for black farmers in an effort to return stolen property, end quote. All right, let's go to the nitty-gritty, mofo. All right, discrimination. Were immigrants discriminated in this country? The answer is yes. By whom? By American citizens. Were some black people American citizens at that time? Yeah, I want reparations. Direct reparations. As an immigrant, based on past discrimination. No? And I have another one for you. And this is very clear, and I want a lot of reparations for all the American citizens, all of them, who lived between 1945 until 1990. No, I will go to 2000 and even more. Why? Past discrimination, past pain. I will tell you. Do you remember after the Second World War? Do you remember, or during the Second World War, the countries of the good sold us, the Eastern Europeans, to the country of the bad, the Soviet Union, the criminal Stalin? Remember? Criminal Stalin, yes. They knew that he was a criminal, and they gave us to the criminals that killed our intelligentsia. Ask the Poles, and not only. I'm not talking about the Katyn forest only. So you got 45, 55, 65, 75, 85, and then 90, let's say. What, 45 years of garbage those guys sold us into slavery. I want reparations, America, for each and every American who lived in those times, lived in America, who is responsible for what their leaders, elected officials, did then in 45 and 44, 43, when they discussed with Stalin. Remember, Yalta, Malta, Bakalampa, and Potsdam, they sold us. I want that money. Big fucking money I want. How about that kind of reparations? And we're going to find out that we pay to one another for what? For something we personally did not do. So think about that. One day I will come to your house and say, I want that for past discrimination, immigration, and being sold into slavery to these guys in Soviet Union, in the Eastern Bloc. And you didn't do anything to liberate us. Remember when it was the 1954 uprising in Hungary? Was it 54? Did you do something? Yeah, exactly this. Nothing. You didn't intervene. You remember, yes, they say that silence is, you're guilty if you keep silence if you see something wrong or if you don't act. So let's say you see someone raping someone else. You wouldn't intervene? I would. No, because that's your friend actually. Or you have a deal with the guy. So the same thing. While these guys were raping Hungary, the Soviet troops plus some other guys, right? You stayed over there and did what? You just took Europe Free Europe radio and Voice of America. Okay, I want that to be told now about past discrimination as well in other circumstances. How about that one? No? And remember when it was in what? In 68? In Prague? In Czechoslovakia? What did they do? All the countries except Romania from the Warsaw Pact invaded Czechoslovakia. Where were the Western countries? Where were the Western countries? None to be seen. So there were about what? 4 or 5 rapists to the same victim. They were taking turns. And the Americans did what? You owe me. You owe me. I don't owe you shit. See, if we are to talk about this garbage, how far do we go back in time? Do we go and ask, for instance, the Turks for what they did to the Romanians in the Middle Ages? Do we? I mean, I have many examples. Are we going to go to the Arabs and ask them for the slavery thing, reparations? Remember, there were a lot of Arab slave merchants that dealt with slaves, with white European slaves. Should we go and ask for reparations? Why nobody asked the Arabs for any reparations? The North Africans, let's put it this way. North African sounds better. How about going and taking those guys who took their brothers, enslaved them, and sold them into slavery, or sold them to the guys dealing with this, with slavery, right? And with the trade, and crossed them across the Atlantic, brought them into. Remember, I think about 5% of all the slaves went in North America. The rest went in South America. Do you hear anything over there about reparations? I didn't hear anything about that one. Why only these guys? So spare me. I didn't say anything that was incorrect here. Maybe if I said, let me know. But mostly, I would say 98%, I can vouch for everything I said, it's accurate. Maybe not 5%, maybe it was 6%, maybe it was 4%. That's what I'm talking about. Details. reparations. So, okay, Robert F. Kennedy, why don't you give from your own pocket reparations? Remember how how the Kennedy family made a fortune? Do you know? Is that calling bootlegging or whatever? Remember in the Prohibition time? Do you remember how they made the fucking money? Do you remember that? No. Do you remember who was an ambassador to London? Do you know who talked to the guy across the English Channel? And not with a French guy, with a German guy? Leave me the fuck alone. But everybody wants to pay reparations with someone else's money, not with his money. If you go now to each American who said, are you for reparations? Okay, I want you to be slaves, you and your family, to another, the ones that you want to pay reparations. I want you to be a slave 10 years, you and your family. You know what they're going to say? I pay taxes. Fuck off. All right? So you go and enslave yourself. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I want my African American brothers to have each of them a family of, those guys that would just work 10 years as slaves for them. I'm okay for that. I'm okay with that. But you're not going to find them. Why? They will say, no, we all pay. No, why would I? I didn't do anything wrong. But hey, you take my taxes and you give it. Where do you think the $5 billion will come from? And it's just the beginning. Once you open the Pandora box, they were talking about $260 billion. And it's very strange because you're going to have, and very hard, because you're going to have a lot of problems. What do you do with people, for instance, blacks that own slaves? Yeah, there were some blacks that own slaves. What are you going with those guys? How are you going to pick them? How are you going to do it when you have a white with a black? A mixed couple, and the child is 50-50, like Obama. What are you going to do with that guy? Besides, his father was from Kenya, but he's black. So is he going to get any reparations? So you see, you have to go one by one. He's not going to get any fucking reparations, will he? Well, through Michelle? Okay, let's go with Michelle. Oh, are we going to go to Kamala Harris? I know. Her parents, from the paternal grandparents, weren't they from Haiti? Or no, from, not Haiti. Jamaica? Were they from Jamaica? Didn't they own slaves? Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one. Coming from India and from, if I remember correctly, it was from that. It was not from Haiti. She's not from Haiti, right? She's from Kingston, whatever, Jamaica. Not Kingston, Jamaica. Didn't they have slaves? How about, is she going to pay or she's going to be paid? Mother, leave me the fuck alone with that one. But this imbecile to say that, done with him. Done. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.